Challenge time goes on. Previous challenge was relatively easy, and this one will be more complicated. You will create several variables of different types, and some of those variables will be reused in other variables, objects. In this challenge, you need to create several variables. First one will be x, so declare variable x, and assign value 10 to it. Second, declare second variable y and assign value true to it. Third, declare variable called myObject, and this object will contain two name-value pairs, and assign object with two name-value pairs. And here below, I will add result of the console log statement. If you will log to the console myObject, like this, you should get this object. I will add here comment section and add here resulting object. Opening and closing curly braces, and here in this object will be three name-value pairs. First pair A with a value of 10, second is B with value true, and last one will be default property proto, and its value is an object. Notice that values in those name-value pairs match values of variables x and y. Okay, and finally, you need to declare one more variable. Declare variable called another object. And only after declaration later assign value to it. So later assign value to it. And its value will be also object, but now with three name-value pairs. Object with three name-value pairs. And here I will copy this part and paste it here below. And here I will show you which value another object should have. So instead of my object, here will be another object, and its value will be following. Instead of A, name for this name-value pair will be new A. Notice that again I use here camel case. And value for this name-value pair will be now 20 instead of 10. This name-value pair will remain unchanged, and here new name-value pair will be added. And name will be C, and value will be this object. I will simply copy this part from here and paste it here, and add here comma. In order to make it more readable, I will add here line breaks like this. Here, here, then here, and finally here, like this. So, another object will contain four name-value pairs: new A, B, C, and default proto. Notice that here value is 10 and here value is 20. Okay, let me temporarily close this second window and let me make this a little bit smaller in order to make you fully see challenge task on your screen. So like this. Okay, please press pause now. I wish you good luck and see you when you will be done. Okay, how was it? Let's now solve this together. And let's first plan how we will solve this challenge. I recommend you always plan before you start coding. So, let's look at this part. Here we need to declare new variable myObject, and its value will be object with two name-value pairs. And value in the first name-value pair will be 10. Value in second name-value pair will be true. And those values, true and 10, match values of y and x. It means that we can reuse those variables x and y. In another object, there are three name-value pairs. First one has value 20, second one has value true, and last one has value equal to the value of the my object. That's why here we can reuse variable y and reuse variable my object. We can also reuse variable x, but for that we need to reassign value to the variable x, and instead of 10, assign value 20 to it. And it means that variable x will be reassigned. That's why we need to use either let or var for its declaration. Y will not be reassigned, it remains true for this object and it remains true also for this object. That's why we can use const to declare y. Also, we will use const for my object. But for another object, we will use let, because here we need to declare this variable first and later on assign value to it. With const, it is not possible. Okay, let's start finally coding. So let's declare variable x, and let's use let for that. Let x, and we can go ahead and assign initial value 10 to this variable, like this. Next, let's declare y and assign value to it. Remember that y will not be reassigned. That's why we can use const for that. Const y equal to true. On this line, we declare variable y and assign value true to it. Next line will be const my object, and here we will assign object to this variable. Remember that object is a reference type. So let's add here pair of curly braces and add here line break. Add here immediately semicolon at the end, and now let's add here two name value pairs. So press tab, and name of the first name value pair should be a. So a colon, and its value is 10. We can easily reuse any other variable, and in this case it is variable x. Notice that this variable is already declared and assigned. That's why we can easily reuse it here. And that is the purpose of each variable, reusage. So x, then comma, enter, and here comes another name value pair. Name in this name value pair will be b, and value should be true. And we can again reuse here value of the variable y. So simply b colon y. And that's all. After that, on this line, we should get this object. Let's declare last variable another object. Notice that we will first declare it and later assign value to it. It means that we are not able to use const here. Let's use let for this. And let's define this variable here. Let another object. I can press tab in order to autocomplete name of this variable. And add here semicolon. Again, we only declare this variable as requested here. And on the next line, let's assign value to it. Another object equal to object literal. Again, I will add here line break and semicolon. And this object will contain three name value pairs. Name of the first name value pair is new a. Let's add new a here. And its value should be 20. But now there is no variable with such value. Of course, we can add it here directly like this. But remember that in the plan we have decided to reuse variable x. That's why we have declared it here using let. We are going to reassign its value. That's why here, before declaration of another object, let's reassign value of the variable x. So x simply equal to 20. So after this line, value of variable x will be 20, and old value, this one, will be automatically deleted from the memory. Okay, let's here reuse x. So simply x. Then next name value pair, and next should be b true. So b, it is name of this pair, and its value will be same as for my object, simply y. And last property should be c, and its value should be equal to my object, here with this value. Okay, let's add this property here, C, colon, and here simply reuse my object. We don't need to add comma here, because this name value pair is the last one in this object. Okay, now we are ready to save this and test. Let me again verify if everything is correct. So here we declare and assign value 10 to variable x. Here we declare one more variable y and assign value true to it. Here we create one more variable my object and its value is object. Here it is. It contains two name value pairs, a and b. And here we reuse variables x and y. Here we reassign value of variable x, and now, after this line, its value is 20. After that, we declare one more variable, another object, and here we assign value to this variable. And this value is an object that contains three name value pairs, new a, b, and c. And in all name value pairs, we reuse other variables, x, y, and my object. Okay, fingers crossed, let's save and go to the browser. And here is result in the browser. Let's expand this first object, and you see that it contains three name value pairs. A is 10, B is true, and last one is default automatically added property proto. And it contains object. Okay, let's minify this object and let's expand this one. And here you see property new a, b, c, and c contains object as a value. Let's expand this object, and here you see contents of my object. If I will expand this object, you will see that those two objects, this one and this one that is located in the property C, are the same. Okay, and the last property for this second object is again default automatically added property proto. I hope you were able to achieve the same result. And in this challenge, we have used different types of variable declarations. Let, const, we have reassigned variable, for example here, and we have created object using another variables, x, y, or my object like this. And this challenge shows you real power and simplicity of variables. You should define variable only once and reuse it multiple times whenever you want. Okay, this challenge became larger than I have expected, but I hope that you have enjoyed it. Let me comment it and let's save. Let's summarize. In those examples and challenges, we have played with variable declarations. And now you know how to declare a variable using let, var, or const, how to assign value to it, or how to reassign value to the variable. You have also tried to do that yourself. Please don't worry if something is difficult for you or hard to understand. With each next challenge, you will get more and more confidence. And remember, practice, practice, and practice. Okay, notice that in those examples and challenges, we have, for example, assigned value to the variable here. Let me uncomment this line, and reassigned value here. And in this example, value type is number, both here and here. But how do you think? Is it possible to reassign value of other type to the same variable? For example, true instead of 20. Or we will get any error. In JavaScript it is possible, and that is called dynamic typing. And that's because JavaScript is dynamically typed language. Let's talk about this concept next. See you, bye bye. If you enjoyed this challenge, please hit the thumbs up button. See you in the next videos and happy learning. Bye bye.